Okay, talking as one teenager to another, we all know that we don't want to be that kid in school that has to sit alone, has no friends, has no one to talk to. Quite literally, none of us want to be in that position. It's seriously very scary. Nobody wants to be that. Nobody wants to be seen as the loner. But the thing is, if you go into friendships aiming to not look like a loner, at the end of the day, you're going to end up as a loner, and it will be even more embarrassing than if at the beginning you just chose to stay alone. Hi, welcome back to my channel, guys. So, I know it's been a while since I've shown my face. I'm sorry. Been quite busy, traveling and all that stuff. So, yeah. And also, if you're wondering why I haven't been able to post any vlogs recently, especially over my summer holiday. My phone broke in the middle of summer, so I couldn't really film anything. Like, not even vlogs, advice, nothing. I couldn't film anything. So the main thing I could use to keep on posting content was Canva. So yeah, thank you guys for bearing with me. I just got a new phone replacement. Thank you guys so much for bearing with me. Anyways, so in today's video, we're going to be talking about friendships, especially now since the school year is coming up. In some countries, it has already started. For me, I'm starting school on Sunday. I'm a boarding student, go figure. So, yeah, I felt like I'd just film this video with some tips for all of us as we're going to start school this year. And this is coming as a person who's graduating this year and has been bullied for almost her entire school life. Yeah, so trust me when I say I know a thing or two about making friends, because I was bullied, got friends, was bullied, kept on having an on and off relationship with her friends, finally cut them off, and now I'm much happier now. So let's get into it. Number, wait. Oh shit, I forgot to do it. Well, anyways, that's awkward. But before I forget it again, my name's Bruno, and welcome back to my collection. Let's get into it. First things first. Okay, first things first. Stop seeking friendships to avoid seeming lonely. Just like what I said in the intro, when you look for friendships for the sake of avoiding loneliness and appearing to be a loner and a loser, you are opening yourself up to so many abusive and toxic friendships. When I started high school, that was 6 years ago in 2020, I was seriously desperate to not be lonely. Because the first day I did struggle a bit with making friends and stuff. And even though I did have some friends from my elementary school, they like had moved on to other people and kind of like forgot about me. So I was just so desperate to have anyone to be my friend. So what did that do to me? That opened me up to some very toxic friendships. Now, is it that the people themselves are toxic? No, not necessarily. The people that were my friends, I still talk to some of them, just that we aren't friends anymore. They are honestly sweethearts. Is that the relationship they had with me was toxic because it was one-sided. So, when you constantly are making friends with people because you just don't want to be lonely, you're going to accept anybody. You're not going to do a background check. You know how the CIA does background checks on people? Yeah, you won't do a background check on whoever wants to be your friend, which opens you up to abusers, toxic people, energy vampires, and people who are just going to screw up your entire school life. So please, if you're making friends this year, make friends because you want to have more friends. Don't make friends because you don't want to seem lonely. Please. Thinking about making friends because you don't want to seem lonely is the quickest way to lead you to loneliness. I chose to make friends so that I wouldn't be lonely. By the time I was in grade 10, I lost all my friends. Okay? I lost all my friends. So don't make my mistake. Don't make friends with someone because you don't want to be lonely. Number two, your friends should make you feel fulfilled. Okay? Now, this is specifically because I'm saying this mainly because of energy vampires. People who you befriend, but then they just drain all the life and energy out of you because they're so negative and they're so filled with negativity and pessimism. Yeah, we don't want that this school year because if you're trying to achieve big things, you don't need negative people telling you you cannot achieve things. Remember, people when they say things are impossible, it's not saying that it's impossible for you, it's impossible for them because that is beyond what they believe they can achieve, not what you can actually achieve. Okay? So, being surrounded by energy vampires is going to leave you drained. So, if you're making friends this year, you need to make friends with people who uplift you and make you feel more fulfilled. So, if you're picking a friend and let's say your goal is to be a class topper, you don't have to be friends with class toppers, okay? That was a mistake that I made personally because my parents kept on telling me you should be friends with class toppers. None of the class toppers liked me. Like now we talk, but we are not friends. None of them liked me, if I'm being honest with you. The thing is, you can be friends. You don't have to be friends with class toppers to get straight A's. You can be friends with people who have a very strong study ethic, and a little setback or failure in a class does not demoralize them. You shouldn't be friends with people if you're trying to be a straight A student. You shouldn't be friends with people who, after one failure or setback, they give up. Because that sort of thing will drain your energy to go out and achieve straight A's. Because you are you are a combination of the top five people you spend the most time with. That number one person is yourself. You spend the most time with yourself. So the other four people, you get to control who they are. You get to control who the other four people you are that are around you. You get to control who they are. So rather than picking any random people, pick people that will help you get to where you're going. Where when you're feeling tired and feel like you can't do it anymore, rather than telling you to take a break, they motivate you to go further. Especially when you're saying you can't do it when you can still do it. Okay, especially with studying. Trust me. Number three, have non negotiables. Standards. Simply put, standards. Yeah, having standards in friendships, now that I look back, would have literally saved me a lot of energy and time. Because when I started high school 6 years ago, um, a lot of my friends, they were only friends with me because I made them laugh. And ooh, got my back. Shit. When I started high school like 6 years ago, the only when I made friends, the only reason why I befriended these people were because they were funny and because of what we watched. Bear in mind, what they watched was not even what I watched. I just started watching the same things as them to fit in. Literally. Like, I was that person. I started watching, remember back then, all my friend group, they used to watch AFMAO and all that stuff. So I followed along with them to watch AFMAO and Minecraft YouTubers so that we could fit in. I could fit in and we could be friends. Yeah, doing that is gonna hurt you in the long run because the moment these people feel like you are no longer useful to them, especially if you didn't have standards to begin with on how they can treat you and what is acceptable and not acceptable, they will discard you. They will throw you away. Since these friends I made them, I didn't have any standards or requirements when I was making these friends, and I had no requirements for how I wanted to be treated. These guys really just did me dirty. Like, for example, I remember sometimes I would do their homework for them free of charge and all that stuff. And I would do so much for them on their birthdays. Like, I would be making intricate birthday cards and all that stuff. But then when my birthday came around, guess what they did? They got, oh god, I don't even have a sticky note nearby. Let's imagine let's imagine this gel container is a sticky note, okay? Let's imagine this is a sticky note. They got a sticky note, wrote a happy birthday message on it, and gave it to me. I made you an intricate card for your birthday, and this, a sticky note, is what you're doing for me? Crazy, man. And that just kept on happening. Also, whenever we'd get into arguments, normally they'd all gang up. Normally, I'd be the one that's always in the wrong, and they would gang up against me, and they'd always kick me out and exclude me from a lot of group activities. But then whenever they needed an extra person and they'd call me, I'd come. Because, no standards, I just want to be accepted. So grade 11, that was last year, I finally started having standards. That was what made me end my 5-year friendship with these people. Because yes, after they abandoned me, I still came back. I know. I know. That hurts. But literally, when I started to put standards for my friendships and I evaluated my current friendships to those standards, I realized that we cannot stay together anymore. We cannot be friends anymore. Why? Because who they are and who I want to be and the sort of people I need to be around me were not aligning. I wish I did this earlier because I would have gotten way further assuming I realized this earlier. Standards save you from low vibe experiences. When you have standards, you know what you will and what you will not accept. So instead of just accepting anybody like I did and then opening yourself up to a lot of toxic people and all that stuff, you will be able to find that certain tribe that will help you get to where you're going faster. Yeah. And lastly, point number 4 for today's video is check yourself and your repeating patterns. Okay? You cannot be an amazing friend. You cannot expect to have amazing friends without being an amazing friend. You gotta look inwards, okay? Look inside here. Look in here. You gotta look in here. What are you doing that is attracting these sort of people? Because sometimes it may not be that you're completely shitty at picking out friends. Sometimes it could be that you are vibrating on a certain energetic level that is attracting this quality of friends towards you. Like, I'm going to give you a brief difference between the friends I've made now as a 15-year-old compared to the friends I made 6 years ago. Well, 5 years ago. I'm not yet my 16th birthday hasn't yet come yet. But compared to the friends I made when I was 10 and the difference between the friends I made when I was right now as I am 15. So when I was 10, all the friends I made, a lot of them were just because I needed people to fit in, I needed people to be around. I didn't want to seem lonely, I didn't want to be the school loner. And I already had started garnering that reputation, so I needed to fix that. So all the people I made friends with, they were very unambitious people. They would start projects, but then they'd always quit. Like I remember some of them, they were trying to learn Japanese. This was around the same time when I picked up Korean and started learning it. They quit. They stopped saying that it's too hard, their schedule is too busy. Right now, I am working so hard on becoming a lower intermediate. Like, it's crazy. I can write really good now. My reading, it's getting there. Listening, I'm hearing the intonations, we're getting there. Speaking is going really great for me. But I'm an ambitious person, but the friends I had were very ambitionless. Compare that to now, the friends I have now. A lot of the friends I have now are very full of ambition. They're very lively. They also have big dreams too. Like, before I picked up my camera to start recording, like, I think an hour or two ago, I was talking to this friend I made. She's from Greece. She's subscribed to the channel right now. We were talking about stuff that we wanted to do, and I told her my biggest goal. Now, I normally don't tell people my goal. I haven't even said it on this channel yet. Because when I used to tell people about my goal, I got really negative reactions to that, and I didn't want to go through that again. So I just told her, because I asked her what her dream was, and she told me. She said that she wanted to be a ballerina. I told her what my goal was, and she was the most supportive person I have ever seen. Okay? When I told my friends when I was 10, the ones I made when I was 10, that I wanted to go into K-pop, they had so many questions like, how are you going to do this? Is this even possible? This is impossible because you're black, blah, 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 blah. And it's only one of them who could see the possibility of me actually being able to do this. Why? Because just like me, she found Korea's first ever black artist, Fatu from Black Swan. She's one of my role models, by the way. And it was like that if this woman, who respectfully, according to her, this is my friend's word, my ex-friend's words, not mine. If she, who is way darker in skin color than me, I feel like that was a snide backhand comment to Fatu, but anyways, she said that if Fatu, who is darker than me, can get into K-pop, what is stopping me from getting there? But she still also had her doubts as well. Like, I had people who literally were telling me I would never make it, that I should give up, I would never make it, and all that stuff. But compared to the friends I have now, the ones I do tell about my dreams, they are always way more supportive. They are way more open-minded to the possibility and all that stuff. Now, I did a lot of inner work to actually see what was going on and why I wasn't attracting people who were supporting me. So I realized that I carried a lot of negativity in my chest. I carry a lot of negativity because I don't let things go easily. So due to that constant holding of negativity and doubts towards myself, I was attracting people who were just reflecting that same thing back to me. But then the moment I started working on that, I started to attract people who were open to the possibilities of these things working out for me. So please, you have to look inwards, work on yourself, be that good friend you want to have, and then the good friends will come to you. So that's it for today's video. I honestly feel like I started waffling a bit. If I did, I'm sorry. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. I love you. Jesus loves you. Bye bye.